Hey there, it's me again. Coming on at 11 on another fireside chat without fire on 11/15/2021. You're following up from an earlier tape that I made. I think it was about the Veterans Day. Now, what I want to point out about that thing is that, on Veterans Day, when they're giving out those free meals for vets, they don't consider whether or not you won the battle or not. They don't say, well, did you win the battle? Did you win the fight that you were in? And if so, then here you go. Here's a free meal. No. Everybody get free meal. The only people that consider whether or not you're worthy of being honored on Veterans Day is Trump. He the one who said that, because John McCain was a prisoner of war, he didn't consider it very honorable. He said, because I like people who win. So, Trump is the one who decided that, well, because you didn't win the war or the battle that you were in, which is not worthy of being honored. But, Trump is special in a yellow bus kind of way. So we don't consider what Trump has to say. We all honor all the vets, regardless of whether they won the battle or not. But, it's different when you're in a situation such as a civilian court battle. For instance, with my situation, I didn't win the battle. I was in the fight, but I didn't win. And first of all, as I see it, there are no winners. Because these children are lost the most important thing that could give them their best chance at becoming their best selves. And that was their family. So there are no winners. But, Elizabeth got the children. So to me, that means, she probably failed in some scales that she won the battle. Well, maybe she did in that case. But, God will judge all at some point. But, I ran a good race and I fought a good fight. And I would do it all over again. Because you're supposed to fight for your young. You don't just let these people, just steamroll over you and print your children with whatever the heck they decide they want to print your children with. So I would do it all over again. But why would I talk about that? I don't even know. Because I was talking about Veterans Day and I'm following up on that. And I was just pointing out the fact that, I didn't win my battle, but I fought the race. I ran a good race and I fought a good fight, and I would do it all over again. When I sit here, when I go before the throne of grace, I'll let God ultimately be my judge. Because when I went to court, I saw all those human faces sitting there in the gallery trying, and then on the judge stand, or what they call it, the jury box. I ain't had a chance. But anyway, that's not here nor there. That's just something else. But anyway, what I was gonna follow up with was with these with the man in the Arbery case. Now, see, if there was ever an example, like it was Exhibit A, of the fact that all these things that we bring down on our children, that there's such a thing as epigenetics and epigenetic signature and genomes and stuff. That man standing up in that courtroom was Exhibit A. The pale-faced man, he was the defender. He was the defender. He was a lawyer. He was the defender of the man who was taking all the pictures of Ahmaud Arbery and Ahmaud Arbery's last moments. The two white pale-faced people who came out against him, killed him, circled him, killed the man, and sent him on his way. 25-year-old black man. But anyway, this man, this lawyer standing up in court, that's Exhibit A. Of the fact that all this stuff that you bringing down on your children, all these traumas and all this negative stuff that comes down, it goes forth to the next generation and for generations to come. Epigenetics, genomes and all this. It turns on and turns off the gene paths of what will be expressed in the gene pool for the next generation. So you got your kids going through all this stress and all this kind of stuff that having to do with the divorce because you won't find you're happy. It's going to affect your kids, your grandchildren. Not only your kids, but also affect your grandchildren. And some of them going forth. But why? At least that's in my opinion. Because like I said, when I saw this man standing up there it just said to me, that's Exhibit A. See, the man, what he was expressing was epigenetic. And when he reaching back, if his great-great-great-grandfather came forth, you know, when they talked about we the people, see, when they came up with the preamble and talked about we the people, it was all the pale faces they were considering. When they said we the people, it had nothing to do with the brown faces. It had nothing to do with them. It was just the pale faces that they were talking about. We the people in the United States, you know, going further for perfect union and all this other stuff. So, you know, 2, 3, 4, 5 generations later, this man, with all the confidence and arrogance of the world, stand up in court. He didn't say, now I'm telling you, this is the way I see it when I interpret it and I watch it on TV. That man didn't say, I disagree, I don't want, or defendant disagree, and the defendant does not want these black pastors coming up in here, sitting with the Aubrey family, influencing the jury. No, that's not what he said. His epigenetics, back from the days of the grandparent, came forth and said, he used the collective. He said, we don't want the black pastors coming up in here, sitting with the Aubrey family and influencing the jury. So you see what I see? As I see this man and all his arrogance and all his epigenetic confidence, he gonna stand up here in 2021 and expect and totally expect that the judge is going to go along with his idea that we don't want the black pastors coming in here. Now, you see what he said, when he made that comment? He totally discounted all the black faces. All the black human faces in the jury and all the black faces like the Aubrey family. Just didn't count them at all. And when he said we don't want. So, anyway, maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm off. But guess what? That's the way I see it. The man comes out with all his confidence and arrogance and stand up in court and go pronounce and inform. He's informing the judge that we don't want all these black pastors coming up in here and influencing the jury, you know, because Reverend Sharpton and Jesse Jackson and maybe some other came up in there. He don't consider the fact that the Aubrey family may have invited these pastors. He don't consider the fact that all these other black faces that ain't got nothing to do with the Aubrey family, the people with black faces in the gallery, don't have any objection to the fact that these black pastors are showing up and showing support for the Aubrey family. But they totally dismiss. But anyway, I guess that's all I had to say about that. You know, I was just like 9 minutes of conversation, so I don't know what else I could talk about. But that was what I wanted to say about that, because when I saw that on TV, I couldn't help but crack up. And then not only that, the next day, the lady, the news lady came on, and she said, whatever the man's name is, I don't even know what his name was, what his name, they say his name was Kevin Gow. They're like the attorney for Roddy Bryant, who had objection to all the jury, had objection to the fact that the black pastors were coming in to the court. He wants to apologize. He wants to apologize for saying that he objects to the black pastors coming in and supporting the Aubrey family. Okay, now that's what the news lady said. The lady said that Mr. So-and-so, Mr. God, wants to apologize for saying that we object to the pastors coming in and somebody. I'm saying to myself, that's not what the man said. The man did not say he object. He didn't say he have a problem with. He didn't even say that his client had a problem with. The man used the collective we. He said we. So get the story right. Tell us how it is. That man reached back in his epigenetics, pulled all that great-great-great-grandfather's arrogance and confidence of dealing with the pale faces, and just came up with the we object. But anyway, so enough about that. I'm just saying, I watch this TV and I hear these people say all this stuff, and that's the way my mind go. I just like, I can't believe it. I mean, to me, that is so, what do you call it? Well, that is so exhibit A about how we know that epigenetics is real. Genomes, all this coding and all this stuff that transfers forth in the DNA is real. You know, you just can't get around it. Study it a little bit. It's deep. I don't get it. I mean, it is above my level of comprehension, but I can get the basics. I can get the fact that if you expose your kids to trauma today, it will turn on and off genes going forth. So it may be advantageous or it may just be disadvantageous. But either way, it will turn on and off genes in the next generation. So we need to consider your legacy doesn't start when you die. Your legacy begins while you're here. What are you leaving for your children? What are you leaving for the next generation? I mean, I don't know. I can't stress that enough. Maybe there's something wrong with me. I don't know. But, you know, I am who I am. I can't change who I am. All I can do is be the best me that I can possibly be. And understand this life that I'm walking in to the best of my ability. And I know destroying your young is not advantageous to anybody. The country is strengthened when our youth are strong. But we destroying our young and sitting on the walls of prison. What we gonna have left? I mean, all these brown faces, I mean, I don't know. These brown people supposed to be in executive positions and stuff. You know, just like me. Like right now, for instance, it don't take, like I say, it doesn't take an Einstein, doesn't take an act of Congress just to look at our situation and see and multiply it times what? The sociologist would know. You can multiply my situation, what's happened to my young, times I don't know. The sociologist would know. You multiply it times tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, or millions to find out why black people are still marginalized. You don't have to look too far. Just look at my family and see why. Like right now, I should be in a boardroom, executive position. Then I be in a position to be able to decide who's being hired, who's being fired, what's the climate of the environment. If you got somebody in there with the epigenetics that they're bringing forth from the great grandfather that destroyed the spiritual core of the workplace, then I'm the one who will give them people notice. You give them a notice, you tell them to straighten up and fly right. They don't do it. Next notice they get is a pink slip. They're on their way to find a new job somewhere else. So then you, black face, brown face, you out here maintaining the integrity of the workplace. You're the one who's deciding who's getting the bonuses. You're the one who's deciding who's getting the hiring and firing. You're the one who decides all these executive stuff. But see, what's happening is, we, black people, we can't get out of our own way. We keep reinventing the wheel. Our young have to come up and reinvent the wheel and find their way and clamber to the top to be able to try and find a place in the workplace so that they can sit on the boardroom. But they don't sit on the boardroom because we can't get out of our own way. We keep eating our young. We keep destroying ourselves. We just can't, I can't focus enough. I'll say it again. We can't get out of our own way. So instead of me, at 58 years old, still healthy and able-bodied and able to be in the workforce, but instead of me being in an executive position in a firm, a place to where we can hire people, fire people, keep the business structure going, I'm out here working from home. And not in the boardroom. I'm not doing all the stuff that I could be doing with all the credentials and all the experience that I had. And not only that, all the stuff that I was going through with the courthouse, trying to tap dance to be a mother to my kids, all the experience I had as a neonatal nurse, somebody who's gone through the pediatric course and done all these things and all these certifications and stuff on pediatric life support, and not only were you a pediatric advanced life support provider, you were somebody who was a teacher. You were an instructor. You were the one who certified people. Same thing with neonates. I wasn't just a neonatal provider. I was an instructor, somebody who instructed people, somebody who certified people in the care of neonates. A trauma nursing care certified, all these certifications I had, and everything, advanced life, cardiac support, blah, blah, blah. I mean, just I go on and on about my credentials because I was certified in all these things, praise God. It wasn't easy. On your days off, you went and took these courses so that you could be certified, so that you can teach these certain things. Because, like in the military, you want to be all you can be. Walk on water, show everybody you're capable of being executive level. But anyway, what are we talking about? So you go out, you get all these certifications, and so guess what happened? When the lady who never put on a uniform in the military, she ain't never worn no uniform, being a soldier, she go to the court crying to the judge, making all these victim noises, accusing me of being unfit and incapable of caring for my own children. So guess what? The taxpayers have to do. The taxpayers pay for me to go to what was it called? A parenting course. They paid for me to go to a parenting course. I didn't pay. That was, government funded, sponsored, city, state, whatever the hell. But either way, sending me to a parenting course. But I went because I didn't want them, child protective services, and what was the other thing they called? What was the other thing it was called? It was child protective services and somebody else. I can't think of the other word. There were two people that were responsible for supposedly looking out for the best interests of the children. So I didn't want them to have any reason to say, well, she didn't complete this or she didn't complete that. So even though I was living in Killeen, the course was in Belton on the weekend. There was no transportation, bus or anything. I guess you could hire a taxi and take a taxi up there. But, that could be expensive. Belton was like 20, 30 miles away. 20, 25 miles, something like that. 20, 21, 22, 23, something like that. But anyway, so I went. I still made it to the course. I went out there on a Friday, stayed over the weekend. And the course was on Saturday, but the bus didn't come back until Monday, so I had to stay over there in the park. I stayed in the park. I ain't paid for the hotel. Stayed in the park, went to eat breakfast at the little fancy restaurant and all that kind of stuff to have a good breakfast. But anyway, I did what I was supposed to do. So I didn't want the people to say, well, she didn't meet these goals and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the fact that, the people put you out here, you spend money on child protective services and all that kind of stuff, and I did what I was supposed to do. Met the criteria and all that kind of stuff, going to these courses and all that kind of stuff. Or even though I had all the training that I had to have, they're going to pay money to send me to some parenting course to take all this so that they can just try and put a little obstacle in the way to keep me from being a mother to my children. But I did everything I was supposed to do, and so the people didn't have a leg to stand on. But like I say, the deck was stacked against me, and these people didn't do right by my young. I'm trying to think of what was the name of that other thing, other place. It was the CASA. Oh, that's what it was. It was CASA. It was Child Protective Services, and it was CASA. And you know, these people were supposed to be advocates for the children. And so they all aligned with Elizabeth. They, you know, had lunch with her and Karen on one day. They had never had lunch. They had lunch with me, but you know, so this was all stacked against me. But I don't even know why I started talking about that. What the heck was I talking about? And why did I start talking about CASA and these children? Oh, I don't know. I think the point was the fact that, you know, the people, it was just a waste of money. I mean, they sent me to parenting classes when I had all the experience that I already had. Oh, and I was talking about being in the boardroom. I mean, you know, the black people, we just can't get our own way. We just keep on destroying ourselves and destroying our young at an early age. These kids can't focus because they're busy trying to understand the basic stuff. You know, all these the other counterparts, the Caucasians, the Hispanics, what they call it, the Chinese, all these kids grow up and they find their way, and they in being secure, and they're little growing up and feeling confident, and they ain't got their little existence. Got their little existence bastardized. So anyway, I guess that's all I have to say. I don't know. I think it's bedtime. It's time to go to bed. I gotta go to the doctor tomorrow. Go see get the doctor, the eye doctor. Go get the doctor to see about my eyeballs. I need to check and see. I got binoculars. And then I gotta ask him about this blue light. I don't even know if that's a thing. I mean, do I need glasses that's gonna help me with blue light? You know, that's a light that you get from the computer. I don't know. Maybe I need glasses for that. Maybe I don't. But that's what I'm at the doctor tomorrow. But it's just a routine doctor's appointment. Eye doctor. Go see that once a year. But I ain't got nothing else to say. I guess I'm going to go to bed. What time is it? Time to go to bed anyway. So anyway, I don't even know what I'm talking about. But that's okay. It's just fireside chat without chat. Fireside chat without a fire. Ain't got no script. Just to go ahead and talk about whatever's on my mind. Good night.